think we can all agree this is not London. Welcome to an avuncular introduction. It's about a week after my visit to the London WWT. I had a fantastic day out, really enjoyed it, but I had a technical problem during the filming. And the thing is, I don't see myself going back to London. Much rather be in a place like this, even if there is an incessantly barking dog not that far away. So, after reviewing the footage, I've decided I want to release the film with a rather obvious problem in it. This is a little accessory I fit on the GoPro. It's particularly useful on days like today when there's a lot of glare on the water and quite low sunshine, which was the case in London. At some point during the filming, this happened. Now, I've actually lost count of how many times that has happened, and sometimes I even feature it in my footage on YouTube for comic effect. Unfortunately this time it fell and hit something hard and it shattered in a way which made the light fragment under the conditions that I was in. It's okay though, I have a spare. It's in the van. As you'll see, I wasn't in the van on that day, and I didn't actually notice it until much later on anyway. So I decided to continue to make the film with that problem in it, and it doesn't affect all of the clips, and I also use other cameras during the process. That was my avuncular introduction to this film. I'm going to hand over to my former self to tell you the story of my visit to London WWT. Welcome to London. Are words I thought I'd never say on this channel. And I'm here as part of my quest to visit all of the WWT reserves in the country. There's quite a few school parties here, so I'm going to try and find the wilder side, if there is one. Now, as you may have noticed from the introduction, I'm not here in the van, I'm here in the car. And there's a good reason for that. This reserve sits very firmly inside the London ultra-low emission zone. Welcome back. This is a very busy place, but nonetheless a rather fantastic place. And to think we're just minutes away from central London. Now the view from the highest tower there was quite amazing. Even from that height, it was quite difficult to see where you are in relation to the Thames. Even though, according to the map, it's just on the other side of some of the bushes. hides are well made, well maintained, and very well placed, as are the paths. The reserve is actually quite small compared to the other ones I've been to. The layout disguises that quite well, with endless twisty paths to follow. Found a very pleasant place to have a bit of lunch, along with the coffee from the cafe. Was it London prices or London sizes? As a general remark, I would say the reserve is well geared up for younger visitors, which is borne out by the number of school parties that we're here first thing this morning. After the morning rush, I've come to what might be described as the wilder side of the reserve. But even that seems actively managed by comparison to some of the other reserves I've been to. Having said that, really got to think of the context of where I am. It says here's another jetliner flies over. Here in this location it just would not be possible to have a reserve like the one you find in Scotland or Wales. And I'm very glad it is here. It's rather nice. Sunny day in October. Still loads of dragonfly about. turns out that the summer route is still open in October. One of the advantages of keeping those paths so well maintained. I've had a fantastic day out, as I usually do with the WWT. I do have to say though, I was very apprehensive about coming here, based purely on where it is. So perhaps a word about that. As I said earlier, I can't bring the van here. I'm lucky I've still got the car for a while as my lifestyle changes. As part of my changing lifestyle, the car will have to go soon in favour of the van. Bizarrely, there is actually a campsite 15 miles away. I go there quite often. But a train ride from there would have taken well over an hour with 15 stops, and all of that with no changes. Whereas a train from where I live probably take 2 or 3 times as long as it did in the car. It involved loads of changes, not to mention the cost. Okay, awkward for me, but bear in mind the benefit for the local population and all those school parties I've seen. So, huge thumbs up to the WWT. Not only are they providing fantastic habitat for wildlife, which would surely disappear, but it's a fantastic location for recreation and education. So, following the one I was most nervous about, we're next on my quest to visit all the WWT reserves. There's Washington in the northwest. And the fantastic prospect of a trip to Northern Ireland. Something I can say with much assuredness is that I have not found tranquility here. Some beautiful spots, yes, but it's very hard to immerse yourself when there's a plane going overhead every 3 or 4 minutes. Please do check out my other visits to WWT reserves, as well as all the other fine quality content on this channel. After all the apprehension, I'm really glad I came. This has been a visit to WWT London, and I have been your avuncular host. Thanks for watching.